cloud 9, you're above cloud 9, right? Okay, so what I'm saying is that this is how a mind behaves. Mind behaves at times very aggressive, so aggressive sometimes. For example, to your mothers. Oftentimes the mothers, they are the victims of your very nasty behavior from mind. The mother says, my child, you'll have a cup of tea. What cup of tea? Right? This is how mind behaves, so aggressive. The mother who loves you so much, the mother suffers unnecessarily. Right? So our mind behaves in a very childish way. At times it can be very aggressive, and at times it can be, it behaves like a very pampered child. So this is our mind. And in the process, if the sound of claps taps, do it. But this is the one, how our mind behaves like a child. This is the one which attracts all the miseries. You can tell your mother, what cup of tea? But you cannot say this to your boss. So therefore, you feel the tension. You don't have the freedom. Loss of freedom. Okay. So now, our mind should be, our mind behaves so like a small child. And in the process, this is the one which attracts all the miseries. Because of which, now what we need to do is, okay, tell me, what is at the core of all the fears, causal factor of all the fears? What is at the ground? Meaning the causal factor. The causal factor which we discussed thus far. Self-grasping ignorance. Self-grasping ignorance, which is your name? Yeah. Okay, what he has said? That self-grasping ignorance is at the root. Ignorance. This ignorance is the root of all the fears of life. Okay. This is very important. This is very important. Let me give you one example. And then on that basis, we will understand how ignorance is a cause and what exactly does it mean by liberation, right? Technical terms are there in the various religious texts, like salvation, nirvana. Then what else? Did you hear anything else? You heard salvation? You heard nirvana? You heard liberation? You heard enlightenment? Yes, enlightenment. You heard moksha? Heaven? Okay, listen. What exactly are these? Are these fairy tales or they really exist? This is the question. You getting it? So the point that I like to share with you here is that we should dare to ask questions. We should be daring to ask questions, but just check. Should I ask the question to person A or person B? Just check well. Right? Oh, he said that it would be daring to ask question. Ask question to person A. The person may attack you. Right? We have to know to whom to ask the question. Some people can easily feel offended. Right? We should be very, very skillful. Okay. So, one time, there was many years ago, 2004, when I was in England, when I was in Cambridge, I met one Jewish physicist. He was acutely brilliant, very brilliant, to the extent that nobody can talk to him. Right? We start talking to him, he will say, what are you saying? What a stupid thing, there's a contradiction in you. You just utter one line and he will see contradictions in you. You cannot even utter a word. Right? Okay. So, at one point, what he said was that he told me that, okay, how many of you are from physics background? Raise hands. How many are from physics background? No one? Okay, so let us, then if no one, then let us listen to what he said. Who is that gentleman? Physicist, right? What he said was that in this world, it is only physics which is education. Which means that none of us are from education. Right? In this world, it is only physics which is education. Then I asked him, why? Okay, let us listen to his response. He said, only physics allows you to have a critical thinking. Only physics allows you to have a critical thinking. All others are imitation of the earlier teachers. This is what he said. Then I said, okay, at least what he said makes sense. Okay, let me say what the Buddha has to say. I quoted what the Buddha said. Listen what the Buddha has to say. The monks and the wise people, just as the goldsmith tests the purity of the gold by cutting, rubbing, and burning the gold, you should also examine my words and put them to practice, not simply because you respect me. Then he just remained silent for a few seconds, and he said, oh, the Buddha must have been a great physicist. So what I'm sharing, what I'm saying is that we need to have a sense of objective inquiry. We should be daring to ask questions. Okay, now, for that, this basic principle, what is moksha, what is salvation, what is nirvana, what is enlightenment? Can that be explained? Okay, this is something which we need to explore, right? Let us not, at least we try to learn this, acquire that skill to ask questions, whether or not these are possible. Okay, let us say that we are fast asleep. We are fast asleep, and we have a dream. And a dream of me picking up a mobile. You see a mobile, right? And you said, okay, there's a mobile there. Tell me, is there a mobile or is this a dream mobile? Hey. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about you're dreaming. In the dream, I raise this up. You are singing, okay, in the dream, if I ask you, is he picking up a mobile or a dream mobile? What is your answer? You will say that he's picking up a mobile. Right? If you say that he's picking up a dream mobile, means you're already highly realized. Right? Okay, you will surely not come to this class. The fact that you come to this class means you will say that this is mobile. Okay. Now, then you look at it very carefully. You see it as iPhone X. And what is the latest iPhone? X. iPhone X. iPhone X. This is not only mobile, it's iPhone X. Then you have old mobile. Oh, he's very kind. He does not require iPhone X. Geshe, you are ready. Can we have exchange of our mobiles? My mobile, which is like 100 shekel. And that yours one is iPhone X, right? Shekel. And the other person says that, okay, I said it first. Then two of you have fist fight. Because of fist fight, both of you end up in prison. Okay, tell me. And your poor mother was shocked. They went to the Dharma discourse and they ended up in prison. Right? Why did you go in prison? Oh, because I had a fight with the person, unknown person who was sitting next to me. Why did you fight? You were a very gentle boy, you were a gentle girl. Why did you fight? Because we competed. We were struggling to get the same iPhone. So that's because of the say the anger towards the other side and attachment to the mobile. And why are you attached to the mobile? Right? No, it's not just a mobile, it's an iPhone X. Brand new iPhone X. Right? That's not at all iPhone X. Forget about being iPhone X. It's not even a mobile in the first place. It's just a dream mobile. Right? Tell me, what made you end up in the prison? Because of the fight. Look, prison is a very undesirable place. Suffering, fear. That is because of your fight, action. This action is because of an attachment to the mobile and anger towards your competitor, affliction. This is because of exaggerating the quality of what you're seeing, iPhone X. That is because of the ignorance, seeing the dream mobile as a real mobile. You agree with me? Tell me. The chain of the miseries, this you end up in prison is all, what is the root cause of all these?
I want
Ignorance.
Okay, I want the mobile, ignorance. Which ignorance? Let us be precise.
illusion.
Huh?
Illusion.
Illusion. Which illusion?
Seeing
Illusion of seeing a tiger?
seeing something unreal as real.
As seeing?
Something unreal as real.
Unreal mean? Okay, unreal. Let's be very precise, right? I want to give you a very precise example. I was not vague.
Mobile.
Yes, mobile. Don't say on the unreal thing as something as no need to say as something mobile. Dream mobile as a real mobile. Exactly. That is the ignorance, right? Okay. Then your mother rescues you from the prison. And mother says, if you're so keen for iPhone, why did you not tell me? I'll give you iPhone. And then she gave you 2 iPhones. Are you happy or not happy? Very happy. And the next day, both the mobiles are stolen by somebody. Are you happy or not happy? Very unhappy. And then your mother wakes you up. Are you happy or not happy? Okay, there are so many episodes. You're getting it? First, you're competing for a mobile. Number 2, you end up in prison. And your mother rescues you. And your mother gives you 2 mobiles. And the next day, both the mobiles lost. Again in agony. Okay. And then your mother wakes you up. This dream. Tell me. Say, fighting for the mobile. What's it? Do you like this fight or not? I don't like this. I don't like this. In being prison, you like it or not? I don't like it. And the mother gives you with the two mobiles. You like it or not? You like it. You like it. And then losing the 2 mobiles. You like it or not like it? You don't like it. And then waking up. You like it or not like it? Waking up to see that losing 2 mobiles is a dream. You like it or not like it? Good. I will give you 2 scenarios. One scenario where there's so much of fun, happiness, then the ending with miseries. One scenario. Another scenario where you wake up. You transcend the happiness of the dream and the fear of the dream. You transcend that. Which of the 2 experiences you like? Second one. You getting it? Say, okay, never mind. Now with this, the mobile of this mobile, the mobile from him. Now I have 2 mobiles. That happiness is better, or the happiness that you wake up from the dream? Which is better? Waking up, because happiness that you get off the 2 mobiles in the dream, that happiness is bound to be succeeded with suffering of losing it, right? Whereas you wake up, you're freed from any forms of experiences in the dream. So that freedom, total freedom of any form, total freedom, that is known as nirvana. That is known as liberation from any forms of the dream contents. Okay. So we have okay. I'll first create this structure, and I'm not too sure how many of you will turn up for tomorrow. And but it's fine. Those who could not turn up for tomorrow, at least you get the first part, which is very important. And those people who will come tomorrow, not missing the first part, and unless they are already exposed to the concept before, they may suffer a little bit, may find it a little difficult to grab what I'm going to speak tomorrow. Okay, we still have like 10 minutes. We will create the basic infrastructure or the structure of the 3 principle, the part, teaching on the 3 principle part. Now, what we learned is that finally, all these problems with the dream is because of ignorance. Which ignorance? Ignorance of seeing the dream is real. How many of you agree with me? Good. Ignorance of seeing the, okay. Say the dream, pleasant dream, unpleasant dream. Which do you want? Of course, pleasant dream. But don't forget, pleasant dream and unpleasant dream, two of them share something in common. There are many things which two of them share in common. You tell me some of the features which two of them share in common. The pleasant dreams and unpleasant dreams. Very quick. They are just dreams, they are not reality, one.
They end.
And they end, number two.
Don't control them.
No control over the dream, very good.
You wake to the real.
And you eventually have to wake up, right? You have to wake up, very good.
They start.
And the dream, the pleasant dreams, unpleasant dreams to disturb you,
No, they start.
unpleasant dreams.
No, both of them start.
Both of
It's the
them,
minute that they don't exist. They start.
what start?
They start.
Okay, both of them start. Okay, both of them start, begin. Okay, very good. I'm very happy. Okay, tell me, how many of you like to have a dream, to have a cup of tea with His Holiness the Dalai Lama? Or let's say, how many of you like to have a dream where you end up in Dharamsala where His Holiness lives, and suddenly His Holiness comes out in the public, and then, hey, you are there, come for a cup of tea, right? Okay, how many of you like to have this dream? Raise your hands. Very good. Okay, my next question. How many of you will have this dream tonight? Why not? It's a very pleasant dream.
You cannot control your dream.
Huh?
You cannot control your dream.
You cannot control your dream. You're getting it? Even the pleasant dream, the drawback of the pleasant dream is that you cannot control it. You don't have the freedom. You don't have the freedom to choose this dream. Lack of freedom is the worst of the miseries. Lack of freedom is the miseries. You don't have the freedom to choose this dream. That is the drawback of even the pleasant dreams. One. Number two, we see the dream as real. This is ignorance. Seeing the dream as real, number one, and then having no control, having no freedom to choose the dream. These are the two problems. Loss of freedom is the miseries. Loss of freedom is the miseries. To get away from miseries altogether, that is known as salvation, moksha, enlightenment, and awakening. Okay. So with this, from this, what we come to realize is that to get away from all the fears, from this example, from this analogy, what we learn is that wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Wake up from the sleep of ignorance. You getting it? What ignorance? What ignorance? This could be a question. This is very important. What ignorance? Let's say I come here, and then you can see that from my body language, you can see that there's a tinge of fear in me, right? And you're a little unhappy to see that I'm in fear, and you said, "Hey, Geshe-la, have no fear. There's no tiger in this the monash, right? There's no tiger in monash. Okay, still have fear, right?" And Novid says, "Oh, Geshe-la, have no fear. There's no elephant in this monash." Is it true or not? There's no elephant in monash. It's true?
Yes.
That's very true. Still have the fear. So what will you do? To get rid of my fear, what will you do? Huh?
Give you a hug.
Huh? Okay, then Nisimla comes. Okay, Geshe-la, I know that you. Then he hugs me. Still have the fear. What do you
Take you
do?
by the hand and show you around and see.
Okay, then what's your name?
Nitsan.
Isan.
Nitsan.
Iksan. Okay, Iksan, so kindly, Geshe-la, let's have a just walk around. Still have fear. Hey, how will they help me?
Wake you up.
How will they help me? Hey. No, somebody said it.
To find out what the fear is.
Okay, how will you find? How will I find out? Will you?
Ask you with the hope that you know. But,
Yes, of course I know.
then what are you fearing of?
Yes. Okay. Don't just presuppose. Don't just speculate. He must be afraid of tiger. He must be afraid of elephant. He must be afraid of snakes. Don't speculate. Be very direct. Ask, right? Ask, what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of chikungunya. I'm afraid of dengue, malaria. So they come from tiger? Hey, malaria coming from tiger? Elephant? Snake? They come from what? Mosquitoes. I'm scared of mosquitoes. Right? If somebody says, Geshe, don't worry, this is mosquito-free zone. If you say this, then my fear will disappear. So for that matter, what I'm saying is that wisdom, to introduce the wisdom, we need to get rid of the ignorance, we need to introduce the wisdom. But what wisdom? We must hit the correct wisdom. For that matter, we need to know what exactly is the fear, what exactly is the ignorance. Ignorance is to say in the dream. Ignorance is see the dream as real. You get it with me? That is ignorance. Likewise, what are we seeing now? Okay, look at this flower, beautiful flower here. This is orchid. Yes. This beautiful orchid flower. When you look at this orchid flower, how does it appear to you? As real or like a dream? Just look at this orchid flower. Tell me, how does it appear, like a dream or as a real? Real. That is ignorance. I'm sure Nisla will be a little unhappy. Right. Okay. But Nisla, he knows that there's a dream orchid-like. Dream orchid-like, dream like orchid. Dream like orchid, beautiful. Okay. So the point is that we see things as so real, not as like a dream. That is ignorance. I'm sure, except for those people who already studied these concepts before, others will not agree with me. Don't worry. You have the total freedom not to agree with me. What did you disagree with me? That what I'm seeing, these are all like dream. I don't agree with you. It doesn't matter. At least you should be able to know how to paraphrase what I said. What did I say? What is that ignorance? Seeing things as real, not like a dream. That is ignorance, and that is a cause of all the suffering. That is the cause of all the suffering. Okay, so if you want to get rid of this, what should we know? We should cultivate the wisdom to know that everything is like a dream. We should cultivate the wisdom to know that everything is like a dream. That wisdom must be cultivated. One of the three principal parts, the one thing that is required, finally our job, don't forget it, our job is to be kind to yourself, which means to get rid of all the fears, to acquire the maximum happiness. Number two is what? Number two is be wisely kind to yourself, which means that know how to get rid of the fears. Okay, how to get rid of fears? At least intellectually what you've learned thus far. Tell me, how to get rid of the fears? At least intellectually. Anybody? How to get rid of fears? What attracts the fears? Ignorance. How to get rid of the fears? By cultivating the wisdom to know everything is like a dream. You're getting it? To cultivate the wisdom to know everything is like a dream. What is that ignorance? Ignorance to see everything as real, as not as like a dream. Okay. So for that matter, this wisdom must be cultivated. Wisdom to know that everything is like a dream. Okay. Of the three principal parts, one is that wisdom to know everything is like a dream. One. Number two, even though you have this wisdom, say for example, say a mother of 5 children, and just let's say another person and a mother of 5 children. If 2 of them are trapped in say drought, which of the 2 will be more eager to look for food? The mother of the 5, because she has the responsibility for 6 members, 5 children plus herself, 6. But the other person has only responsible for one person. So that mother with the 5 children will be so much of energy to look for food. Okay. Likewise, this wisdom. Finally, our job is, okay, this is amazing. If we wake up from the sleep of ignorance, all the fears of dream stops. So now look, all these beings who they're suffering the same way, failing to see the dream as dream, because of which they are all suffering. I must help them. That is the enthusiasm. That enthusiasm, and then, okay, I should wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Just for oneself and for all beings. For all beings, it's going to be much more powerful. For that matter, say whether you're going to be fully awakened or whether you're going to be partially awakened. How many of you in your life, you go to sleep and you're partially awakened? How does it happen to you? Partially awakened? Once it happened to me. Right? I was in my monastery, and then I think it was early morning, 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. And then I wanted to go to the loo restaurant. And then I was partially woken up. I was semi-asleep. In that, I started to walk towards the restaurant. The restaurant was outside the main building. And suddenly what happened was that from my legs, something like this happened. What is this? Guess? Hey, from the legs, from the feet, legs, like this happened. What happened? Snake. I was partially asleep. I couldn't see the snake there. Right? I stepped on it and the snake did like this. Luckily it did not bite. Luckily. Then I was fully awakened. And realized that then the memory, very clear memory came, because I knew already that since 2 days ago there was a snake there. Snake around that place. I knew that. Because of being partially semi-sleep, that memory shut down. So I just walked and I couldn't see that because of being the semi-sleep. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, there is a partial awakening and full awakening. Partial awakening is where you're free from the fears of life, but you don't have the infinite ease of life. You getting it? Whereas full awakening, you're free from the fears, plus you have the infinite happiness, infinite ease. Both are there. The partial awakening is of the 2 mental defilements. What are the 2 mental defilements? What are the 2 mental obscurations? Afflictive obscurations and cognitive obscuration. Partial awakening is when you remove the afflictive obscurations and not the cognitive. When you remove that, it's a partial awakening. Full awakening is when you remove not only the afflictive but also the cognitive. When you remove both, then it's known as full awakening. It is for this reason that the Buddha Shakyamuni, one of the epithets of the Buddha Shakyamuni is that he's revered as the fully awakened being, full awakened one. Okay. So good. So with this, what I'm saying is that this wisdom will be so powerful to get rid of both the mental defilements if that is complemented by the unconditional love for all beings. Like the way the mother feels so loving to the 5 children, so therefore the energy becomes so intensifying. Likewise, the wisdom of emptiness, which we're going to study, will become so intense to cut not only afflictive obscurations but also the cognitive obscurations, provided that is complemented or tempered by the unconditional love towards all beings. You getting it? Okay, so with this, that unconditional love towards all beings, that is referred to as the bodhicitta. The wisdom of emptiness one, it must be complemented by bodhicitta. This bodhicitta must be grounded on renunciation. What is renunciation? We'll do in the second session. Okay, before we retire, any questions? 1 or 2 questions? Usually I learned that Israelis have lots of questions.
It's lunchtime.
Okay, here.
Ignorance. ignorant